Hey, jerks, we're back live, second live tonight, or today. One was today. This is tonight. Well, welcome back. 6:30, 6:31. All right, I think I'm 1 minute late. We're pretty good for a stoner. So, I got some feedback from my girlfriend about my beard. She said my beard's looking funky. I need to shave it. I need to cut it down. That's the only feedback she gave me to my live today that I did, that 10-minute live. Nothing else. She just talked about my beard. Needs to be trimmed. She says it makes my chin look too long. Thanks for the feedback, honey. I always start the shows ridiculous. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. But we'll get serious because tonight there's a lot to get into, obviously. We'll see where we go. I mean, we have a big guest. That's the important thing. We got someone returning who championed some big stuff this year, and it turned out to be big time. Sandra Birchmore. And we're going to be talking about this rally, this standout Wednesday outside of Norfolk County DA office from 2 to 5 p.m. this Wednesday. Do I have that right? Yeah. I think. I mean, what day? Oh, geez, it's already November 8th. Yeah. I can't believe this Wednesday is November 13th. It's like I'm still adjusting to November because it's so warm out. It's like this is November. So Wednesday, 2 to 5 p.m. It's coming together to end corruption at the Norfolk DA's office. And you see the pictures there. Justice for John O'Keefe, Officer John O'Keefe, Free Karen Reed, Sandra Birchmore, Justin Root, Trooper Enrique Delgado Garcia, hashtag Stronger Together. And we're bringing up the person who brought it to us, who's been doing a lot of standouts, obviously for Sandra Birchmore, and been the person on our show that's talked, about Sandra the most. And she has the Sandra Birchmore Facebook group and the Twitter. And she's been a great advocate for justice for Sandra Birchmore. We have Mizzy back on the show. So let's bring up Mizzy right now. Hey, Mizzy, how you doing?
Good. How are you, Mike?
Or some people call you Melissa, too. I don't know. What do you like better? Because I know when we started, it was Mizzy.
Mizzy.
You like Mizzy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Melissa's my government name. Let's just put it that way.
It's like Michael is my mama's name. I like. It's funny because we talked about Sean earlier. Sean calls me Michael. I like that actually when Sean does it. It's like it reminds me of my mom actually. But it's just Mizzy is not your government name.
No, it's actually what I when I was singing, especially like around Boston. That's what I went by, Mizzy D. And then in high school, everybody started calling me Mizzy, and it just stuck. So instead of Missy, the two Z's, I have a little more flavor than somebody just S with the S's.
Yeah, it's how people know you. Marketing too. Like I was this guy for a while, way back when I was doing the cannabis activist stuff, and I had like a real job. I worked at like AIG. I worked at these big companies while I was doing my activism, and I was afraid I was going to get outed, for cannabis because it was just I didn't want to lose my job. That's it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do it. So my friend, who's like a punk rock guy, he goes, who's well known, he says, my name's not Dave Tree, right? You're now Mike Can. Be Mike Can. So I was Mike Can, and it just made sense, Mike Can. It was like he gave me that name, and then when I decided to come out, I was like, okay, now it's time to be. I'm not working at these big companies. I can do whatever I want. It's time to be Mike Crawford. So that's why I stuck with Mike too. So it's funny.
Yeah, like I said, Mizzy is just what I've gone by since I actually started in junior high school. But Mizzy they started calling me that in high school is more of when it really picked up.
So Mizzy it is. Okay, so tonight we're talking about this coming together to end the corruption at the Norfolk DA's office. Tell us about this. What's going on here?
Yeah, I was actually coming home from the last Sandra Birchmore standout, and I was texting with Justin Root's sister, Jen, and her and I had a Zoom a couple days later, and we brought it to the Free Karen Read people saying, hey, let's do a group standout where, and we can include, I mean, Enrique didn't happen in Norfolk County, but we include him in it just because he's part of what is the systemic problem in the Massachusetts State Police. And especially since his family isn't really doing standouts, they do post a lot and they do, but I believe that the family isn't really supposed to do standouts, but friends of theirs and other supporters are doing stuff, but we want to make sure we included him. So with talking to Justin's sister, I didn't realize that these 3 cases took place within 24 months of each other. And that's insane to think how back to back to back these cases were. That the Norfolk County DA's office and the Massachusetts State Police under them just bungled these 3 cases. And they're 3 high profile cases in Massachusetts. And then like Sandra's case, he was arrested, Matthew Farwell was arrested this summer at the end of the summer on August 28th. And there are still no state charges. If people listen to the FBI press conference, they basically said, hey, we're going to give you guys everything we got. They've had 2 months to do something with the case, and they haven't had any movement, anything, public forward, haven't done anything to, show the public that they're taking it seriously. And what has happened in these 3 cases is unconscionable. It's infuriating, and it needs to stop. The corruption in that office needs to stop. We need to get Michael Morrissey out of office, and that's why we're going there on Wednesday to tell him that we're not letting this go. We're going to keep coming back and coming back and coming back to let him know that we're watching him and we're not going to give up till he's gone. And this unit that is under him in current form, even though people kind of are slowly leaving, they all need to go. They need to disband this unit and put a whole new unit in, because it's crazy that there are 2 cases that the FBI had to investigate because the Norfolk DA, Michael Morrissey, wasn't doing his job. Like, for them to come forward and hand over what they did in Karen Read's trial does not happen. Like, when they hand stuff over, it's usually in support of the prosecution, not of the defense. The FBI had to go after Matthew Farwell for murder charges of murdering a witness. That was the way they got him. They couldn't go after him on straight up murder charges like Morrissey should have. And if you have not read the charging documents and the affidavit from the FBI in Sandra's case, it's on the Justice for Sandra Birchmore Facebook page. I recommend everybody go read those charging documents and the affidavit, because it is mind-boggling why they did not get this man off the streets for over 3.5 years. 3.5 years that monster was walking around. And Michael Morrissey and that unit left him on the streets to possibly harm other people.
Excellent. There was a question that came up here, and I seem to have lost it because it was so far back in the chat. I'm just trying to find it again. Here it is. Does Mizzy know there's a 2 p.m. court motion hearing in Dedham at 2 p.m. on Wednesday?
I thought it was at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, they're saying it's at 2.
Oh, because it's listed on one of the Karen Read sites at for 10 o'clock. That's fine. The free Karen Read people can come over after. will the Justice for Sandra Birchmore group and the Just on Route group will still be there already.
Excellent. So, and I'm
Yeah,
sure the Karen.
Somebody just posted 10 a.m. 10 a.m. They're saying 10 a.m. Yeah, that's what I thought.
So maybe it is 10 a.m. I thought it was 10 a.m. too. I could look at what Suzanne has. She has an update for us that a lot of our creators look at. Do you look at those?
I was on the website the other day.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, on the Mascot sites or the?
No, the group site where they do the standouts and that other stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Cool. So hopefully it's 10 a.m. That would be ideal. Yeah, someone said 10 a.m. on the docket right there. Yeah, everyone's saying 10 a.m.
Okay, good.
Good deal.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we're having it that day, because we were first we were going to have it on Friday, but we were told that Fridays aren't good to do them there, and then we were thinking Thursday, but then I said, why don't, because people will take Wednesday off to go to the hearing, so why not just everybody be able to do it all at once?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Make it a day. If you're going to make it a day.
Yeah.
But I also like Fridays. For me, it's most likely I could be there.
We'll be there.
What is it?
I'm seeing people say we'll be there.
Yeah, I hope a lot of people are there.
Me too. We need to keep using our voices to let them know. That's the only way for us to really put the pressure on them, is to keep coming back and telling them we're not going to let this go.
Just want to, I'll definitely throw them all up there tonight too, but we just got a bunch of new members. Thank you guys so much for joining up already. Mizzy, I want to ask you some more questions about this whole case, the federal case right now.
Okay.
You've talked about it on the show. You think there's much more than just one person culpable here for this situation with Sandra Birchmore, beyond, obviously her death.
Yeah.
Do you think anything's going to happen there? Is there any type of indication that anything else, or is it just going to be him?
I think there'll be more, but I know that they're still looking into it. Their investigation into Sandra's case is not over; it's ongoing. So, if anybody's listening, anybody watching, if you feel like you have information on Sandra's case, you can reach out to me and I can help get you to the right people. So we want to make sure that they have all the information that they need to prosecute whoever else needs to be prosecuted.
Excellent. Some stuff happened to you recently too. Kind of strange stuff.
Yeah.
At court, coming back from court, right?
Yeah. We were supposed to have the hearing for Matt Farwell that Thursday. So it was the 17th, I believe. And then so I went down anyway, even though they canceled it. And the 18th, Jill Daniels was in court for what her striking Turtle Boy when she, hit his phone out of his hand. She was in court the 18th. And my friends were going and they said, you want to come? And I said, well, if I wake up in time, I'll come with you. Yeah. So we went to that and, it was we were in and out pretty fast because they had Jill go first. And then after the hearing, we walked out and we hung out for a few minutes and then we walked around the side of the building. And as I was walking to our car, there was a Massachusetts State Police trooper parked on the side of the building, like he was parked parallel with the building. And he looked me and him caught eyes, and he kind of smirked at me, and I kind of smirked back at him, like, dude, I'm not gonna let you kind of stare me down type deal thing. So then we just walked past him and we got in our car, and I was in the front seat. Nancy was in the front, the driver, and then my friend Annie was in the back, and Peter Murphy was parked next to us. And then there was a dumpster on the other side of his truck. Well, Peter pulled out and left, and he said he had to kind of navigate because it was a tight squeeze because where the trooper was. And we waited for Peter to leave, and then we were still kind of chatting. And then all of a sudden, Nancy's sensors start going off on her side door. And we kind of started laughing because Nancy was like, I didn't even know I had side sensors. And then all of a sudden, Annie screams, he's going to hit us. And Nancy like hit the horn. And in this picture, you can see he came pretty close to backing into us. I whipped out my phone and I took 2 quick pictures just so I could get his license plate so I could record it. And, rightfully so, Nancy was shaking up because he, if he had hit us, it would have been her he hit. And so we sat there for a little bit for her to like kind of like calm her nerves a little bit. And then she was like, okay, I'm good. So she proceeded to back out of the space. Now, mind you, if you look at this photo, we're parked in a parking space. He's backing into us in like a T-bone, and he's parked over a parking space, not in a parking space. We're actually in an actual parking space. So we back out of the parking space and we start going, and I see his black back lights flicker. Like, when a cop car just flicks their lights, but not uses sirens and not turn on the flashers fully. It was like just flicking them. All of a sudden he pulls out in front of us really fast, almost hits us. And then he turns right into the parking lot. At first I thought maybe he got a call. He's a trooper. I could see him cutting us off if he had to go to a call, but he cut us off to turn into the parking lot. And then he pulled into a parking spot. And we saw some of our friends over there. So I was like, hold on, let's park. I wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to harass them. And then he just got out and kept walking. And then we left. And the more we thought about it, the more we were like, he did that intentionally. I know it was because I was in the car. I know it's because I've been, especially since Farrell's been charged with murder. I've been hitting the Massachusetts State Police, especially Fanning and Dunn. So this trooper clearly got his panties in a twist and couldn't control himself and decided to intimidate 3 women by trying to back into them and then also trying and almost swerving into us. Mm-hmm. He swerved into our space. Luckily, Nancy stopped in time.
Unreal.
And I don't want anybody to be hurt because they're standing next to me, because a police officer, well, in this case, a trooper, can't control himself. And if you can't control yourself for a situation like this, you clearly shouldn't have a badge and a gun.
A lot of people are asking, who's the trooper? Do you know who the trooper is?
Haven't found out yet. I just did a FOIA request on it because the reports.
Yeah, I was going to say, we have a report. You sent me a report. I've seen it. And
it's redacted.
Not all of it. Like
No. Just the part where his name would have been.
Yeah. The real investigation part of it, I guess, is the redacted part. It seems like it's like what you put in there is all there, but not what the police actually did about it after, it's just frustrating because they closed it out, didn't they? They didn't find any fault here. Is that correct?
Yeah, but we went back. I'm going down there for Wednesday, and I'm haven't decided yet. I might go there. Oh, and you guys might love this part. There was where we were. There's a security camera because there's a door right there. The camera didn't work. Supposedly that camera doesn't work. If you look right where there's the little walkway that leads up to the building, there's a camera right there on that door. And they claim that camera does not work on that side of the building. I was like, are you kidding me? It's a courthouse. You would make sure your cameras are fixed. Especially since if, there are people who have had, incidences where, if there could be a wife who's getting a restraining order against her husband type deal thing, or any situation like that, you would think that their cameras would work at a courthouse. But I guess Stoughton has, come under the Canton umbrella of electronics not working now.
Someone said none of the cameras work in Norfolk County. I think it's like a dead zone. Just all
Yeah,
electronics don't work. It's a
but the other
Bermuda
cameras
Triangle.
worked on the building.
Yeah, of
That one.
course. Of course. The ones that you don't need.
Yeah. Yeah.
Convenient.
Very convenient. It
I
was
think I
just
think
a
we all need cameras everywhere on all our cars, on all our
yeah.
houses, everything.
And I wish I had thought, like, because I think I have my phone still in my hand, but I didn't think he would have done that. I just wanted to take a couple quick pictures of his tail give me a think, license plate, so I could get, so I can make a complaint. I wasn't expecting. I should have flicked my yeah. If you look at this, we were parked on the other side of where that white truck is, and there's cones in the back. That's where he was originally parked when we were walking up. And if you look at the white truck, basically it would have been as if he was backing in between the front door and the back door. Like basically he would have hit the side doors. That's how he was coming towards us, as you guys can see in those photos.
Frightening.
And you could see that he was so close to us, I couldn't even see his bumper.
Yeah, that's
photo.
true. You can't see his bumper. That's frightening. And you could read his license plate easily. I mean,
Yeah.
usually I've taken pictures of cars like that, and it's hard to get that kind of license plate clear. It's that shows how close it is.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't want anybody to be hurt because they're standing next to me. I don't want somebody to get into an accident or hit by a state trooper because they can't control themselves because somebody is hitting them. Yeah, from now on, I'll definitely make sure that I have my phone out ready to go. Some people are saying dash cams and stuff like that. No, somebody asked. I don't know who the trooper is yet because it was redacted in the report. But we're gonna. I requested it, and I'm making a few other reports too, and I requested everything from them. So, I wish I did. I wish I. People asking about cell phone video. I wish I
It's
had.
hard to even think of that. It happened so quickly.
Yeah,
Like
and
to
I
even
wouldn't
get
have,
it on. Like you basically it takes you like 5-10 seconds to
and
get
also,
the phone open, get it open. It's by that time it's over.
and we were trying to rationalize, and we were talking about it a lot out loud, but we were trying to say maybe he just didn't realize how close he was to us. Maybe this and this and this, and then that happened. So
Thank God you got that picture. The two pictures. Those are like
yeah,
that shows you. Wow.
it's scary. It's scary, and I mean that's only a taste of what a lot of the people who live right down there are going through. Like Jen O'Donnell and Rita, and even on a larger scale, Turtle Boy.
Yeah.
It's insanity that it's the police, who are doing this to their citizens, and it needs to stop. And somebody is going to get hurt. Somebody is going to get really hurt. And I just want to make sure it's nobody who's with me. I mean, I don't want anybody to get hurt. I don't want anybody who are out there just, doing their constitutionally given right to us to go out there to just protest and use our voice. That's the only thing we can do is make complaints and protest. And it's been said many times, Massachusetts is where the protests started, with the Tea Party,
Right.
and it's crazy that this is going on in this state. It's not right. And You know, like I said again, I don't want anybody to get hurt. And if they're going to do that to three women just sitting there, we weren't even doing anything. We weren't even, you know, it's kind of funny too, because I was jokingly saying when we were out front of the courthouse, because, you know, I am a rebel rouser and I like to cause a little trouble, but I try not to. I kept saying to my friends, I was like, you know, I want to so bad walk past those state troopers and say, tell Fanning and Dunn, Mizzy said, what's up? And I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And they were like, no. And I said, I'm not going to do it. But I was like, there was that little devil sitting on my shoulder, like, Mizzy, go do it. Go do it. And I didn't, because I know how to control myself. I am an adult. And clearly this guy does not. And he shouldn't have a badge. Can you imagine if he's doing that in this situation, if somebody pisses him off on a stop? You know, what's he going to do? Whip out his gun? So, and he's from, we do know he's from the Milton Barracks.
Now, we know, like, we've been talking so much about these police officers and the district attorney. Right now, we know Michael Proctor is suspended. Tully's been reassigned. There's all kinds of rumors going around, especially with this new, the head of the Mass State Police. I think he might. I hope he does clean house. What do you think's going to happen to Fanning? I mean, is he going to be skate off on this, or some people said he's been brought in on the federal part of it, and they're gonna protect him. And what do you think?
I don't believe he was brought in on the federal thing. Although I had a reporter contact me saying that I don't know if she posted on X too, that supposedly, was it Lynn Bland? Was that her name? Who just left Morrissey's office?
Bland, yeah, Lynn B.
Yeah,
Bland.
her and somebody from law enforcement, she wouldn't tell me who, supposedly got in a huge argument with her because she wouldn't present the Sanders case in front of I can't even think of what it's called. You know,
grand jury.
Grand jury, yeah. And I asked, who was it? Was it Massachusetts State Police? I said, was it Stoughton Police? Because I could see Stoughton Police wanting it, because they want that off their plate. They want to like wipe the stench of the Farrell brothers and Divine off their station. And I don't know. I highly doubt, unless he was going for the abuse portion of Sandra's case, but him and Dunn told the family repeatedly that she killed herself, and he told me specifically repeatedly in the 40 to 45 minute conversation I had with him that she did it to herself. So I don't think that, and he told me that there was nothing incriminating in those text messages with him, which was horseshit. And he was very careful in his text messages. Now, if anybody read that affidavit, they know how disgusting and vile Matthew Farwell's text messages with Sandra were.
Yeah,
they were absolutely disgusting. So he was not careful at all, one bit. So I can't see it being Fanning. And Ted Daniel had put out there that Fanning, Dunn, the Emmy that worked on Sandra, and the head Emmy, and their the FBI's medical examiner who they hired, or pathologist they hired, went and met at the medical examiner's office, basically to tell them what they had found. And I highly doubt they were agreeing, because like I said, I spoke to that man and he repeatedly tried to push back on me, saying, no, she did it to herself. Trust me. I've been to a bunch of suicides and blah, 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 blah. And I said, no, I kept coming back saying, no, I don't believe that. I said, he was a detective. He would have been able to stage the scene. And guess what? That's what he did. So
now I saw Boston Magazine, I think it was, with Michelle McPhee, wrote a big story on Sandra Birchmore and quoted you. How did you think that came out? Was that a good? That was pretty good coverage, right?
it was pretty good, but there were some things that we weren't happy with. Me specifically, my origin story when it comes to Sandra is not via the Case podcast. And they've been an amazing tool. I am so thankful that, Kirk and Dave, kicked ass on the Case podcast. But that's not how I found the story. I found Sandra's story when Channel 5 reported on it when her report came out, when the Stoughton internal report came out. And it was reported in that I found out from the Case. And I told her that I wasn't happy with that because that that's not my origin story when it comes to Sandra. I had already been looking into Sandra's case for months before the Case podcast came out. So
I think we might be. I think we might be the like two of the only ones. It's funny because I actually was the first one I think on any podcast show to bring up Sandra Birchmore. It wasn't me actually; it was one of my guests.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The what are they? The Workers' Party candidate. She brought it up.
Yes.
She on our show. We talked about it for a while. That was one of the reasons why I want to have her back on because she had she was all over that. Why can't I remember her name right now? It's funny.
Yeah, but I know who you're talking about. But yeah, I can't think of it right now.
That's so funny. But
Laura?
I mean the Case, yes. But the Case, I mean, they really broke it. I mean, in terms of finding new info and getting out to the public.
The Boston Globe actually broke it.
Yeah, well, before that too. I mean, that's
Yeah, but I mean, I am not taking anything away, and I don't want them to think that.
They did great work.
I mean, we used
they found so many new scoops on that too. They did great work. They deserve all the praise.
And whenever somebody came to us asking us about Sandra's story in her case, we would say, hey, go look.
Yeah, check out that's what I did too. Like even when I started covering this to explain it to people, I was just like, you want to know, go check out that podcast, just go listen to it.
My channel is a mixed girl in a mixed up world. I haven't been doing lives. I haven't done lives on my channel, but I do have old cases that I covered on my channel. A couple people asked. It's just a mixed girl in a mixed up world. Where I interviewed families of loved ones who were also murdered. But yeah, the Case podcast, they still are such an amazing tool that we were able to utilize, to repeatedly push out there for people to go learn about Sandra's case. And we're so thankful, like, for us to be able to have them to, use and even for us to brush up on a few things. Like I listened to it probably like 5 times because I was reading reports and I was like, wait a minute, I thought they said this in the case. So I would go listen and I learned a lot from them too, but that's not my origin story. And I wanted to make that part of her article clear.
But the rest of the coverage in that article was good though, right?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah.
And what about other media too? Like, have they, like you mentioned Ted Daniel, what are the local media outlets that have been doing good on the story and maybe others that haven't? And, if any local media is watching this, is there anything that they're missing that they should be covering?
Yeah. Boston Globe, Laura Cromaldi at the Boston Globe has been amazing on this, she's been, she was covering the civil trial. She's the one of the people who broke the story in 2022. And Channel 10 has been really good to us since like the summer. I have like 3 reporters in my phone saved. And whenever we do a standout, I let them know and they come cover us now. I wish that all these channels, especially somebody like Ted since he's an investigative reporter, not just somebody who goes and like reports on like the daily goings on in the state, he actually is an investigative reporter. I wish that this news outlets would hit Michael Morrissey harder.
Me too.
Why wasn't this case? Why did they ignore clear evidence that the FBI was able to borne out? Like things like she was doing laundry, and it was like a load in the washer and I believe a load in the dryer. The broken necklace. There was imprints on her body from the necklace. There, when with the ligature that was tied around her neck, there was an impression. They said it was on her neck chest area, so I believe it was kind of probably this area. At least that's what I envisioned. There was an impression of the belt, the strap buckle there, but the strap was up by one of her ears. So why didn't the medical examiner do that? Why aren't they? I mean, Ted has kind of been going after the medical examiner. He has been doing that, going that route, but they should all be hammering the medical examiner to find out what. I mean, I know the medical examiner can't release that information because it's considered protected, but they still can ask the questions. What went wrong? Why did your medical examiner ignore the hyoid bone being broken? Because that was the one piece of evidence that I wanted to know from them. I didn't even need to see the whole autopsy. I didn't even need to see autopsy photos. I wanted to know if that bone was broken, like I suspected it was, and it was.
Now today, speaking of Morrissey, this the Betterow letters. Do you know about the Betterow letters? I'm assuming you
Yes, do. I haven't. The last one, I was down there at the time it dropped and didn't really. And that's when I was down there when the Dateline thing came out, so I didn't really get to go into that. But I got to go back and watch some of the streams you guys all did.
Yeah, so basically what's been found out, there's been a lot of found out, but one of the juicier things is that they found out that the DA is secretly communicating with judges and emailing them from a private email account that doesn't show up in FOIAs. And so, Betterow has sent a letter to Cosgrove, the new, whatever we call a special prosecutor, and saying, hey, dude, we need all this info. I know you don't know about it, but Mello and the other dude been lying to you. You got to cough up all this info. And KP and them are like, oh, it's just a letter. If they really meant it, they would file a motion. It's like, no, they're letting Cosgrove know. They're doing the courteous thing and saying, we don't want to file a motion. Because that's what the court wants too. The court would rather not have a motion be filed. The court always says, can you work this out by yourselves first? That's what the court always says. So they're doing the procedure, which is the courteous thing to do. And today, Karen Reed's team filed, we want the info because we know about the Betterow letters and we want to see about the secret email, if there's any shit been said about our cases. And like every single person that has a case in Norfolk County against them is now asking about this burner email address and saying, hey, did Michael Morrissey say anything about me to a judge?
Yeah.
It's just,
and is it specific judges that are on the cases that he's specifically working?
Yeah.
So that's huge.
It's unbelievable.
That's huge. And are there any emails with Bev?
Yeah. Kevin says it's a fishing expedition. It's just a sideshow to change the topic, to feed the horde. It's like, dude, I mean, it's unbelievable the crap that they just, I don't know. I don't get how they can ignore what's going on here in Norfolk County.
I don't get it either.
I do know. I mean, he's working with them.
Oh, well, yeah, that obviously, but I don't get how they see stuff like right in front of them and they're like, I don't know, I can't see it, It makes no sense. you know, at some point you have to look at what's in front of you, you know.
Yeah. LTL Media, Brian just did a donation, sent a message. He said, keep up the good work, Mike and Mizzy. I know you go on his show as well a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
Is he one of your big supporters as well?
Yeah, the two of you have been like, you know, both, you know, great supporters of mine. And I appreciate both of you, you know. Just to be able to keep putting Sandra's case out there, you know, for somebody like me who has health issues, and I can't be like a lot of the free care and read people out in the streets not all the time, but you know, you guys do a lot. They do a lot of standouts and do a lot of stuff. I physically can't do that. I can only do my once a month trip down and get stuff done. So for me to come on a show like yours or Brian's, it's such a great tool for me because I can reach such a large amount of people and spread Sandra's story and, you know, talk about what's going on in her case. And, you know, you guys have been part of the public pressure. You know, you guys have what helped me be able to talk about Sandra's case and get it out there more to a larger audience. And that helped put public pressure on, you know, the FBI to look into her case too.
That's amazing. How many people we can reach from just being at home. I love it.
I know.
It's amazing. It's like, so, you know, I don't think the younger people understand because back in the day, this shit didn't exist. Like, you know, it's really amazing to see it. Yeah, just any other media too, because you talked about the Globe, Laura Grimaldi, you talked about Ted Daniel, you talked about the Case podcast, how good of a job they did. We talked about LTL. Are there any other media that's been good, or NBC 10 you mentioned?
Yeah, Boston 10.
Any others, or is that pretty much that?
Those are my standard, you know, the Glare too. You know, and even Aiden, I've never been on his show, but he talks about Sandra's case a lot. And him talking about Sandra's case, you know, it made a lot of his followers and a lot of the free care and read people say, oh, wait, there's another case. Who's the Sandra Birchmore type deal thing? So, you know, that has been very helpful to us, you know, just to hit it from all different fronts. I just wish, you know, that the local media would go after Morrissey's office and them more. You know, it's weird. Not the last standout, but the one before that, it was pouring and we were going to cancel it and move it for the next day, but we didn't want to because they were having the that craft fair down at the Star Drive-In.
Yeah.
And so we didn't want to compete with that. So we decided to just hold it in the rain. And that was one of our biggest showings. Like so many people, and like every station was there. Boston 10, Boston 25, Channel 4, Channel 5, Boston Globe was there. And I was like, what's going on? You know, I was shocked. And then like the last standout that we had, we actually did a lovely tribute to Sandra after our standout. We walked down to the police station and we did a domestic violence standout because it was, you know, October was domestic violence month. So we did a standout at the station for like a half hour. But I know some people are mad about the coverage with Dateline in 2020, but they are both covering Sandra's case also. So that'll get it out to a wider audience.
So they not covered it yet, but they intend to? Like, how does that?
Yeah, they're working on it.
Also, or do you have any idea like the timeline when that might happen?
No, not yet. Not yet. I know they've both been kind of working on it, but they're it's a work in progress. It's not going to be out anytime soon.
Okay. And we talked about in the past that there was a civil suit too, right?
Yeah.
Is there any updates on that, or is that still ongoing?
It's still ongoing, but it's kind of almost, don't want to say fully in pause, but it's paused right at the moment because of everything that, you know, what's going on with Matthew. And I think they need to figure out, and actually they are waiting to get the rest of the stuff from the Attorney General's office, because they were supposed to get a lot of information from the Attorney General, and I think they're still waiting on that. But and also, see, that's what I believe triggered him getting arrested. I think they already had the. I mean, we talked about it last time I was on, one of the last times I was on with Rob. I think that's what triggered them to get him off the streets then, because because the judge in that trial decided that the Attorney General was going to have to turn over a lot of paperwork, and that meant that some of the stuff that the FBI had was going to be turned over too. So
I'm wondering, when do you think he's going to be tried federally? Is there any type of time frame on when that trial might happen?
I'm hoping it'll be next year, but I don't know. Yeah. I mean, those things can, as you guys all see with Karen Reed's case, it can take a while. I mean, I think feds tend to move a little. Once it's at this point moves slightly faster, but you never know. It just depends on. I mean, it's a lot of information that, you know, it was 37,000 text messages.
Wow,
and that's just
crazy.
the text messages with him. You know,
how do they even go through that? I mean, that's a lot of. I wonder how many man hours on something like that.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna have to put tons of paralegals on it, and he might have a public defender, so that makes it even more crazy.
Luck to him. I'm sure he'll try to take some kind of a plea deal if they'll ever offer it. I mean, he'd probably have to offer some info too, I bet.
Well, it's a death penalty case, so I think the only thing that they'd be willing to deal with is if
life in prison.
Life, and he gives up everybody else who's involved. But that means he would have to give up his brother.
Yep.
I've had people, and this is only rumor, please don't go out saying I've had a few people tell me that they think his brother flipped. But I have no proof of that. I have no proof. So if he did, would be nice. I mean, because you got to think of it. He doesn't want to go down for a murder.
Exactly.
You know, what he was dealing with was shady enough, but they don't want. Neither does Divine. They don't want to go down for the murder.
And they know he's going down.
Oh yeah, you know the feds don't take somebody in without having all the goods.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's why they have
the text messages. I think that's going to be enough. I mean, that's just.
And that the hyoid bone was gone.
And that broken. Video. I mean, even just that video that the case they're the ones who found that, right? The case podcast. Were they the ones who found that video of him walking in the elevator?
I'm not sure. I mean, I believe they're the ones who released it, but I don't know if they're the ones who, found it.
That's the first place I ever saw it was from them. And that shit was so convincing. Like that, when I saw that, I was like, wow, this is the case that, we were talking about a long time ago. And it's just like, wow, to see that video, just so, it's really damning.
You know what's freaky about her apartment is it's in a weird spot. Like, it's right off the elevator. So if that video wasn't there, he probably would have been able, because it was during a huge snowstorm. So there probably wasn't a lot of people coming and going at 9:30 at night. He could have been in and out of there with probably nobody seeing him. If it wasn't that video. And it like her apartment is like in this little, almost like a nook where when you get off the elevator, you don't even notice it. And I was freaking out when I saw it. And
chilling video.
It definitely is. And he was making himself look small by hunching over.
Oh yeah. With the mask on and the head down, and he knew exactly where that camera was too. That's the other very telling thing about it.
Especially since when he gets off the elevator, comes back down, he glances up at it and he gets it out of there. It's.
He's gonna burn in hell. I mean, that's it.
I agree with that. Yeah.
So I want to make sure that we promote this for people who didn't see it earlier. Do I have it on the screen again? Let me get it up here. Get rid of me. What am I doing here? No, I don't even know. I thought I had it on. Hold on. There we go. Coming together to end the corruption at Norfolk County DA's office this
Yes.
Wednesday, November 13th at 2 p.m., 2 to 5.
Yes.
And this is in Canton. This is Shawmut Road, 45 Shawmut Road, Canton, Massachusetts. It's right off the highway, right off 95, right?
Yeah, it's right off the highway. It's like right up the street.
It's funny because I was going to downtown Canton at one point, and Waze, I don't know. Sometimes, Waze screws you up and it sends you in the wrong direction. I don't know if it's like, I don't know. Like, it's weird. It happened to me over there, and it was like, took me to the DA's office. I'm like, what the hell? This is the place. So I know exactly where it is.
Yeah, the DA's office too is like, it's in a weird area because it's not like, it's not on a main street. It's like, so like the protest is more, the standout is more for him than like it's not gonna
the public, yeah,
public, because you don't there. I mean,
there's no one that goes down there except it's like an industrial area almost.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Yeah. I want to address something. Somebody said Michael Proctor's the ultimate something. I can't remember exactly what they said, and it's more than Proctor. It extends out. Fanning's almost a carbon copy of Proctor. He was a former Stoughton police officer. He worked with Robert Devine. He worked at the Stoughton Police Department when the Farwells were going through the program, the Explorers program. And in that article that Michelle wrote, she said he was still playing hockey with Stoughton PD. He should have never been on this case, just like Michael Proctor should have never been on John and Karen's case. Like, this is a huge issue in that office. Why are they allowing troopers to stay on cases that they should never be on and that they have a conflict of interest? You can't get justice for people if the fix is already in before the troopers have even set foot on the scene.
Exactly.
And when I saw Michael Proctor testify, actually it was from the pretrial hearing when I believe it was Janetti said that they were looking for nudes. I think that came out in pretrial. And then when he was testifying to that,
oh my God, yeah.
I was like yelling at my TV because I knew in Sandra's case that there were nudes and there were videos, because William Farrell was making Sandra send nude photos and photos of her having sex with other men. And so I knew that they were seeing that stuff, and that made me want to throw up in my mouth. So they all have issues. It's a problem in that office.
It's got to be rooted out. Got to get rid of it.
Exactly.
Do you want to? I mean, how long have we been on? We've been on for like almost an hour now. Do you want to take a couple phone calls? See if anyone wants to call in tonight.
Yeah, that as long as we're not talking politics, I do not want to talk about.
Me neither. That's done with. We're done with that already. Believe me.
Yeah. But yeah, we can take some phone calls.
And I'm gonna say you gotta have like a question or praise for Mizzy, number one, or you are going to the standout, or you've already been to another standout. I really want to hear from the locals. Is basically what I'm saying, especially if you intend to be there on Wednesday.
Yeah,
like that's like the best call to get right now. 978-560-3155. If that's you, call in right now, especially if you intend to be there or you've been to a bunch of standouts. I love hearing from boots on the ground, the people who are actually doing it, like Mizzy.
Yeah.
That's what my show tends to be about. It's like, if I don't know about something, we're going to have the people who do. Or you know what else? If anyone's going to be streaming that day, too, and gives us permission to throw it on our channel as well, I'd love to hear from you. Phone number 978-560-3155. Or if you just support Mizzy and Sandra Birchmore, you can call in for that too.
So
We're waiting. It usually takes a minute or two. Actually, I don't even know. You know what? I haven't even turned it on yet. What am I doing? I'm telling people to call in. I don't call yet, actually. But oh, shit. Hold on.
Yeah, so if you're not on our Facebook page, please come follow it. It helps get our numbers up, and we still have a lot of work to do. Just like with Karen's case, it's an ongoing case. Same with Sandra's case, and we're still trying to get state charges. We're still trying to get the abuse charges. So please come follow us. And if you want to follow me on here too, you can. And go look at some of my older interviews from, other families that I've helped and worked with about their murder cases.
Perfect timing. Whoever this call is, hopefully they have their music or their background video turned down. Hi, you're on the show. Who's calling?
This is Robin. How are you?
Good. How you doing, Robin?
Hi, Robin.
I'm very well, thank you. Hi there. First of all, I wanted to say, Mizzy, thank you. I was part of the Free Karen Reed movement, and I didn't know anything about Sandra. And you were on someone's show. I think it was Mike's show, right? It was on the Young Jerks. You were on there quite a few months ago, if I have that right. And that's how I learned. And I just want to say thank you. You're doing fabulous, fabulous work.
Thank you, Robin. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you for your
support.
It
takes a lot of nerve. It takes a lot of nerve, especially what you dealt with the state cop. That was absolutely, in my opinion, that was horrible. To me, I would feel threatened and intimidated. Just take care of yourself.
Thank you.
And Mike, I can't thank you. You're welcome. Mike, I can't thank you enough.
Thank you, Robin.
Absolutely. I love your show. I'm in it all the time.
Thank you for call. Is this your first call?
It is my first call.
Awesome.
It is. I'm calling from Connecticut.
Awesome.
Spent 40 years. Yep. Spent 40 years in Norfolk County.
Oh, so you've been there.
But just relocated. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Relocated down here maybe 7 years ago. So I have a great interest in this case. In all of them. I just find it appalling. It's amazing what's going on. So, and I do plan on, I'm just trying to figure out what I have to rearrange on my work schedule. I am going to try to take Wednesday off, do the 10 o'clock at Superior Court in Dedham, and then come on down to Shawmut Road.
Wow.
And be there for the standout as well.
Wow. From Connecticut.
Absolutely.
That's
and
amazing.
I'll try to bring I'm going to try to get my friends in too. As soon as I can make sure I can get the day off, I got a couple of friends I'm going to call. We'll all come and absolutely support.
That's amazing. Thank you, Robin, so much. Have you been to any other events?
Thank you.
Is this the first time you're coming out?
I was at the courthouse. I was able to get there once. I have not been being in Connecticut and still, unfortunately, working full time, just waiting for retirement to come. I haven't been able to go to any standouts yet, but so this will be my first, and I'm excited.
Awesome. I wish you the best and safe travels to it. I can imagine there's a lot of traffic because I know what it's like.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But that's all right. It's worth it. There's power in numbers and there's influence in numbers. And that's what we've got to do. We've just got to show up in force and in numbers.
God bless you, Robin.
That we won't take it. Absolutely. Well, God bless you both. Thank you for everything you're doing. I'll hang up now to free up the line for other callers. Thank you both so much.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank you, Robin. That was great. Wow.
Yeah.
She's coming from Connecticut. See?
Yeah. Thank you.
It's amazing. Estee's in the chat. She says she can't wait to meet Robin. I guess Estee's going to be there too. That's awesome. Hi, who's on the phone?
Hey, this is CC. How you doing, Eminem?
Good. CC.
Thank you for having me, guys, and thank you for doing the show. Just got a quick statement and then a quick question. I'll hang up and listen. As a parent, this is horrifying that going on in society, that the people we pay to protect us are actually predators to our kids. It's very sad, and somebody has to stand up to it, and I'm glad that the leadership here is doing that. My question is, Mizzy, I'm a little behind on Sandra Birchmore, but getting more involved in it. When did the abuse start with her? Who was involved with Sandra?
Yeah, she started the program in, I believe, 2011. She was about 12, 13 when the abuse started. The grooming started, but the SA started when she was 15. That's when their first sexual contact was, when she was 15. And the physical abuse continued until she was 23 when she died.
Wow. Now, where multiple officers were involved with this, right?
Yes, as far as we have documentation, only one of them started when she was a minor, but I haven't nailed down exactly when the other one started. But I think William's lawyer slipped in one of the hearings, and he said something about when she was a teenager. I just think she might have been over 18.
Very sad. The day that he got grabbed, I drove by Northgate and I started seeing some of this unfold. My final question is, or my final two questions, then I'm going to hang up. My final questions are, has anyone else come forward, and would you be happy if Farwell take a plea bargain? Guys, I'm going to hang up and listen. Thank you very much, Mike. And Mizzy, thank you for your time and dedication to the case. I'm going to hang up and listen. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
CC.
The question, anybody's come forward. There is one other girl who had come forward during the investigation. The case did talk to her. I've spoken to her. She was groomed by Divine, and that was when the Farwells were teenagers. She went through the Explorers program. I don't know if any other children have come forward, because at this point the FBI is a lockbox. They're not going to give out
Yeah,
any.
they're not going to tell anything, right?
But I hope that other people came forward if something happened, or if somebody saw something, even if you were just a witness to like at the library, like that. So
Excellent. We got another caller. We'll take let's take one more. We'll take this one.
okay.
This one's from Phoenix. I don't think they're going to be showing up for the
That's okay.
standout, but let's take the call and see who it is. Did I miss it? What happened here? Something's going on. Hold on. I think you're on the air. Can you hear us? No. Something. I don't know what's going on with that call. It was weird. Maybe we won't take another call. I could always try calling them back too. See if that works. There we go.
Hello?
Hi, were you calling the Young Jerks?
Yes.
You're on the show right now. What's your name, if you don't mind us asking?
My name's Catherine. I'm calling from Arizona.
Yes, we saw that. Hi, Catherine. Sorry.
Mitzi, I think you have a lot of courage.
Thank you.
And I give you a lot of props, because not very many people will take time out to. Not very many people care. And I give you a lot of props.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That was one of my major
And Mike
started, because nobody was saying anything about her case. I mean, the case podcast had come out, but I meant like the public, it's different for something like a podcast, but the public weren't talking about it either. So I felt like something had to be done. So
Yeah, like I said, I give you a lot of props because we had a little girl that was missing here, and we all got together and gave out flyers. But for you to take the time out to do standouts and stuff like that with your medical situation, and Mike, you too, for Karen and all the rest of the people that got killed. Yeah, I give you guys a lot of props.
thank you.
And I watch you guys all the time. I haven't found Mitzi's
YouTube
website yet
She's
on
got a
YouTube
Twitter too.
yet.
Are you on Twitter at all? X?
No, I'm not on Twitter, and
Okay.
I'm illiterate when it comes to computers.
What about Facebook?
I have Facebook.
Okay.
Okay. If you go to the Justice for Sandra Birchmore page, I'm on there, and as the name I post under A Mixed Girl in a Mixed Up World. That's the name of my page. So you can find me there, and you can follow the Sandra Birchmore page too.
Cool.
And
I will do that then.
are you watching on the YouTube as well?
I watch on YouTube too.
Okay, so we'll try to post some links in the chat too that we can pin. So check that out.
Okay, I appreciate you taking my call,
Links
and God bless both of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you for supporting.
Okay, I appreciate you taking my call, and God bless both of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you for.
Excellent.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, we're getting a little feedback. It's weird, but the chat, have they posted? Usually our mods will post some links. There's one.
They posted.
Follow Sandra. Is that the one you want posted up right now?
Yeah, they posted both links. Yeah.
Which one should I pin? Which link you think?
The Justice for Sandra Birchmore, because people can find me there.
Oh, actually, but she's got them both linked in the same post, which is perfect.
Perfect.
See, MJ's so good. She's got them both linked. Let me pin the message. Excellent. And probably the phone's going to ring off the hook the rest of the evening, but I think we're good. I mean, I think we've gone. How many minutes have we gone now? We've gone an hour and 9 minutes. That's a good enough for us tonight, right?
Yeah.
Or do you want to take more calls? What do you think, Mizzy?
It's up to you if you want. I mean, I have the time if you do, but if you said, I know you're not feeling too well, so.
Yeah. I mean, I'm feeling fine, actually. I'm just kind of tired, Yeah. It's been a long week, but, it's always fun. You never have not fun being on a show like this, hopefully.
Yeah.
We'll take this one. You know why? It's Australia. I think I've been missing this call, too. Like, I've seen a few Australian calls come in, and I haven't taken them lately, so. You're going to be our last call. Hi, you're from Australia. Who's calling?
I am. It's Kylie from Australia.
Oh, hi.
Hey, I just wanted to say just to you both, well done for, doing all you do and everything like that. And we are watching from Australia, 100% behind you. If I could afford a ticket over there, I'd join you together at the, at any of the rallies and stuff like that. But we're watching from Australia and, well done. Cheers, guys. Awesome.
Thank you for the support.
What time is it?
No, you're
Australia?
very welcome.
What time right now?
What are we now? 20 to 11 on Saturday morning.
Oh, wow. You're already ahead of us. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, the future looks good.
You have a nice breakfast?
I did. Had a nice breakfast and about to head down to the beach and go for a walk.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, very, very nice. But yeah, good luck on the standout on the next one on the 13th and stuff like that. Hope you get lots of people there and I'll be there cheering in spirit right alongside.
Thank you for the support all the way down in Australia. It means so much to all of us, that are fighting for Karen and Sandra and everybody else. It means so much to us.
Oh, we are. We really are down here. It's just crazy. It's just really is just mind blown down here. Absolutely mind blown.
Everyone at our chat's loving your Aussie accent.
I don't have an accent. You guys do.
You know, I gotta say too, I love it. I used to date a girl from Australia, Melbourne.
Oh, we could. Oh, okay. I'm born in Melbourne, but I don't live there anymore. I'm way up in Townsville in North Queensland. But yeah, Melbourne, born and bred. She better have been a Collingwood supporter, or she's not a good person.
Yeah, no, I think
That's
she
football.
might have been.
She'd understand.
Yeah, I think she might have been. I still actually
see,
chat
good
with her
woman.
once in a great while on Facebook. She's having a great life. She's a great lady.
Yeah, it's a beautiful city, Melbourne. My eldest daughter lives down there, and so I fly down at least 3-4 times a year to go visit my gorgeous little grandson down there. So,
Thank you so much for calling tonight.
yeah.
Thank you.
No, you're very, very welcome. And, yeah, well done, and keep up the good work, and love watching you guys. And like Clara, I always watch Clara as well. So,
Yeah,
and Melanie Little, you know, you're all my faves.
we got some great people in the chat. Thank you so much for calling tonight.
You're welcome. All right, bye, chat. Bye, guys.
Bye now.
Bye. Thank you.
It's funny. Our moderators, I got to thank them because they, I think they're making sport of me. I love MJ. She does it. She says, "Steph, I've been posting it since 6:30." I think they're talking about the links that I was looking for to pin at the top of the chat. I'm kind of out of it tonight. I got to admit, like I'm just kind of. It's been a rough week. All right, but I love my MJ because she can just call it like it is.
You gotta have.
MJ. Yeah, thank you to my moderators. I love my moderators. Scott McGinnis, MJ, Stephanie, Jen. We are the best mod team. We're like this. We're tight. I just love them. Thank you so much for moderating and posting the links and dealing with my last minute self. And I never give them a schedule. I'm just like, oh, tonight, boom. They're great.
There's a few
Yeah,
people.
and thank you to you, Mizzy, tonight for being here.
Thank you for having me, so we could promote, Wednesdays stand out. Again, if anybody's in the area and wants to come, 2:00 at Michael Morrissey's office.
I hope so. Wednesday. Wednesday after court. You go to court in the morning, 10 a.m., and then you go over to Michael Morrissey's office, 2 to 5 p.m. It's going to be wild. You know it's going to be wild. The gang's going to be there, I guarantee you. And I just hope we see some streaming there, too. I want to watch it. If anyone is streaming, let us know. We'd like to stream it, too.
Yeah.
Are you going to be streaming it? Are you streaming? Mizzy,
No.
are you going? Are you able to go this one? What?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm not streaming it.
Okay.
It would be too much because
I know you got a lot. Yeah. It's not easy.
Yeah. Thank you. Somebody just said safety from Mizzy.
MJ's getting back to me. She says, I love giving you shit, but I said that in response to Steph saying I was quick with the links. Oh, okay. So it wasn't me. For once. But I love our mod team. I want to thank so much for Mizzy for being here tonight. I love our guests too, and Mizzy's always a good show with you. It's like every time, and the audience always likes it too. And you provide what I like is you provide a lot of information, and you have heart. You're like so into this. So I can't thank you enough for representing Sandra Birchmore on our show and just doing everything that you've been doing.
Thank you for having me whenever you do. You've helped me a lot having me on the show. And I appreciate everybody who's commenting and, come check out our Facebook page.
And Este's going to be there. She says, see you Wednesday, Mizzy. Love you.
Hey, love her.
I love it. The Glera just commented. He says, Mizzy is amazing.
Oh, thank you, Glera.
And Mazza Media is here too. My boy.
You and I are connected. We should do a show together.
You haven't done Mazza yet?
Nope.
Oh, you should definitely do Mazza. Awesome. Well,
I
if you guys need an introduction, I can make it happen. Definitely.
Yeah. So, thank you again. Thank you so much for having me on. Anybody who wants to come on Wednesday, please come join us. We need to send a message to Michael Morrissey and the Massachusetts State Police under him.
Hopefully, maybe some candidates will come too. There's supposedly, I know there's at least one that we had on the show. There's supposedly another one who's exploring running against Michael Morrissey. It would be really smart for them to come down, wouldn't it? Bring some campaign signs, right?
It would. I know there was one guy that I knew of. I don't know the other candidate, but yeah,
Juna. It's Djuna.
that might be who I know of.
Yeah, she's a woman actually.
Oh no,
There's a
no,
dude too. They're both former prosecutors. So
yes, I
I
know.
would, I think you should reach out to them and let them know.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. They both should come. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you again. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a great night, Mizzy.
You too. Thank you.
Good luck on Wednesday.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye now. We're the Young Jerks. My name's Mike Crawford. I want to thank everyone for watching, calling. Amazing. Love our phone calls. And thank you for showing up Wednesday, because I know a lot of you are going to be there Wednesday, November 13th, this Wednesday, 2 to 5 p.m. It's Shawmut Road, 45 Shawmut Road, Canton, Massachusetts. It's the district attorney's office. There's going to be a huge standout. It's on the screen, so you have all the information is there for you. I hope it's huge. I really do. I'm sure it will be. A lot of the standouts have been, especially at his office. It's always, it looks like a good time too. Like, I really want to get to one at the DA's office. I haven't done one yet there. And I was thinking like, oh, I could be at this one. Then I saw Wednesday. I'm like, shit. That's always like my late day. But who knows? Maybe I'll somehow make it an early day. Who knows? All right, what if read off a few Venmos? I think this is from actually the other day from Irene. She said $25. That was the most recent Venmo. I don't think I'm missing any cash apps. I think we're good tonight. Though I felt like someone sent me money today too. Maybe that was on. I get confused. I don't know. All right. I think I'm good tonight. I'm a little out of sorts. I'm a little tired, honestly. I'm just reading a few comments here. I think most of you guys heard what I said earlier. I don't think I need to say much more about it. But what I really, I mentioned it tonight on the show, but I'm excited to see the Karen Reed. The whole thing with the Betero letters getting in the Karen Reed case is like surreal for me. If I've done anything for the Karen Reed movement, I guess I've inserted Betero. I found Betero and I inserted him into it in a way by exposing him to all of this, which is amazing. So for me to see that today in the Karen Reed case, again, it was like, wow. Keep doing the show. I think in life we all have to look for signs, And one of I don't know what it was. I always stayed with the show. The show has gone up and down in different versions. And I just never got off of it because there were always little things like that where you say, wow, I guess there's something to this, what we're doing. And it was never about money because there was no freaking money. Even when I got a couple sponsors and like, we did actually get a couple checks at one point from the cannabis companies. But it was like, even them, I was like, this is not sustainable, and I'm burning those companies because I don't even like them, and I don't want to sell out. And so that's what the beauty of this is, that this whole platform now is never had to sell out. And just keep doing the show. Just keep having good people on, telling the truth, and try to help people. and it's amazing to see it. So I'm very, I say this a lot, but I am very thankful for you all. I really am. And the 3Ms, I know we need to do a 3M show soon. Vettero's been having the time of his life. Have you been watching him on Twitter? One night he's at the Celtics game and the kids are on the big screen and shit. I think that was the Celtics game. And then the next night they're at the Bruins game. They're like the front row and the kids get a puck from the player and a picture with their favorite player. It's amazing. He's having the time of his life. I don't blame him for skipping a few of our shows. Nurse Kim's like, I'll drive next. Then he's at the Kowloon again. And Nurse Kim's like, I'll drive next time. I think everyone wants to drive him next time, especially if it comes with those tickets. Yeah, Bettero needs a Patriots game. That's what I'm expecting next. I'm expecting he will be at the next Patriots game. I'm expecting that. He already did that. I mean, you saw the seats on that one, too. Yeah, that's the thing. He brings his kids. You can tell his kids are everything to him. Someone said he's at the Garden again tonight. I'm sure he is. He is. I'm telling you, I hit him up for like 3 nights. He's like, no, I'm busy. And I just knew he had something like this. I didn't even ask. So I'll hit him up. I'll be like, dude, what day can you actually do it? Just give me a day, any day. He's living the time of his life. Good for Bettero. We got Bettero hooked. I don't think we got him hooked. He was already hooked on them. He already knew about the Kowloons. He wanted to go back. I think he always goes to the Kowloon. I think it's a regular thing for him. But yeah, he went back again, Mazza. Oh, you know what I got to do? We got a shitload of super chats today. I try to get them all on the screen. I want to thank all of our new members tonight. We had a lot of new members. Just Irish, GFY. I love your handle there. Go yourself. I didn't say it though. The Sand Fan. Thank you. Peter H. Haha True Thought. Mike Nichols. Thank you all. All became new members. And GA Mom. Thank you. Cynthia Lynch. Soulshine 67. Thank you. The Goodmans, they donated tonight. Thank you so much. They had a good comment from Mizzy and me. Thank you. Sidebar and Grill. He gave 5 Young Jerks memberships. Thank you so much. LTL, thank you as well. LTL Media. The Albert Handcuffs. There's a comment I didn't post. I didn't really know what it meant, so I wanted to just read it and kind of respond to it. Heisenberg, I think they were complimenting LTL, but maybe not. I'm not sure. It says LTL Media is very infuriated. Sean has begun speaking up against the grain. Good for him. I don't know if he's saying good for LTL or good for Sean. I think people heard what I said earlier. I like Sean, but I think he's stepping over bounds. And I don't think LTL did anything wrong. But, if you look at it, all LTL did, and Aiden did, and Christina Rex is trying to confirm what Sean reported. And the sources came back saying, no, he's still employed. So I don't see why LTL deserved that shit. He did a public service. What we all do is we try to confirm facts. Another thing, too, I'll say about that Sean stuff and Aiden, too. One of the things that Sean has been going after Aiden for so long is about the fact that Aiden went to his ex-girlfriend's house when he shouldn't have. It was kind of what I was mad at Aiden about, too, in a way. And that Aiden's phone got seized. He kept kind of needling him about that. Like you weren't secure. Your sources have been exposed. Aiden's phones got seized by the law enforcement. That wasn't something really that Aiden thought. I don't know. The thing about it, too, is Aiden admitted he made a mistake. Remember how I said about, admitting when you're wrong, apologizing? Aiden admitted he shouldn't have done that. Sean just volunteers to post someone's screenshots that people who are facing charges that he's supposed to advocate for. Aiden, if they got any of his sources, it's because the police actually seized his phones. Sean volunteered it. He just gave it to the public. That's my issue. That's what I'm disappointed about. And I like Sean. I really do. I think he's funny as hell. I think we got a lot in common, And I love the idea that the pot guy could have the EA agent on. And he reminds me, like I said, of my friend that passed away. He's got that same spirit. So I hope he does the right thing on this. Chill the fuck out and make amends and apologize. You should be apologizing to Karen, number one, and even Aiden, too. You should not have put those messages out. So I'm going to leave it at that. I want to thank, again, Mizzy for being on the show. I want to thank our moderators, especially. And I want to thank everyone who's gifted memberships tonight. We had Stephanie, one of our moderators. She gifted 10 memberships. She's so awesome. Thank you so much, Stephanie. She is the best. And Cynthia, thank you so much for the $20 super sticker. And I had someone tonight, too, on YouTube throw down like $99. That was amazing. I want to thank them as well. Someone mentioned, Mizzy did tonight. She mentioned the drive-in, the Star Drive-In. She also, Erica gives us donations a lot to it as well. A lot of times after the show's over, because she doesn't watch till after she gets out of work at like 3 a.m. So at like 3, 4 a.m., she'll send me a donation on YouTube. And I usually don't get to shout her out because she's working when we're live. So if Erica's listening, I want to shout her out too. She's done great work. She's done a lot of donations and fundraising for Karen Reed. So many people like that. There's been so many people who have stepped up. And you guys are heroes. Thank you so much, Joseph King. And it's great to hear from the people out of state in Australia, all over the world. You guys are all stepping up. I know not everyone can go to the standout on Wednesday. Unfortunately, I probably won't be there. I mean, there's like a 1% chance it works out somehow. But we could, we do what we can. Like I do these shows. And you guys watch, and some of you donate, and some of you guys kick down. Like I said, you can, like I've been saying, you can donate to Karen Reed's Defense Fund and Turtle Boy's Defense Fund as well. Those are other ways you can support the cause. All right, I want to thank again Mizzy, huge tonight. She's a great guest. Check her out. It's pinned in the chat. You know all of her contact info there, pinned at the top of our YouTube chat. I'm also going to copy and paste that, hopefully, and post it as a comment in the YouTube later on for the regular after the chat's over. So you should be able to find her there as well. I'm not sure when the next show is, but I'm pretty sure, actually, maybe it's next week. I need to find out. We may have a select board meeting Tuesday night. If it's not, it's the following Tuesday. But we'll be covering that whenever it is. And there's also, obviously, Karen Reed hearing on Wednesday. And like I said, I'm going to be hitting up Betterow and Mazza. We definitely need a 3M show. There's been a lot that's happening. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your weekend. And if you haven't, one last thing, I just ask, please like and especially subscribe. Please subscribe. We got to get those numbers up again. I want to see the numbers going crazy. Please subscribe. Thank you so much.